What if my employee is working full-time without complaints, but the doctor says he's 55% impaired? Stay tuned to find out.
Welcome to this episode of Increased Profitability Through Strategic Workers' Comp Management with your host, Bonnie Frazier.
Your employee can be back to work full duty with no complaints and still get a PPD award. Remember, Permanent Partial Disability, or PPD, is the reward money for getting injured and how the claimant's attorney gets paid. Employees are assumed to have 100% function of the body part before it got injured at work. Any impairment in function is assumed to be a result of the work-related injury. The BWC doctor uses a book called The Guides to the Evaluation of Permanent Impairment and issues a report with a percentage of whole person impairment, or WPI. For example, the WPI will be smaller for any impairment to a broken finger compared to a sprained shoulder. The BWC then issues an order granting a PPD award for the percentage opined by the doctor. Often, the claimant's attorney will appeal the award and submit a report from a doctor who is known to be generous in finding impairments. An attorney can also advise the worker what it means if the arm can only be lifted this high, and that means this much money, or this high, that much money, or if you can only move it like this, a whole lot more. So if you think the WPI is too high, you can have the worker examined by a doctor of your choice and at your expense. This is called an independent medical exam, or IME. If you use a reputable doctor, there's no guarantee that this doctor will find a lower WPI than the BWC doctor did. You have 21 days from the date you receive the BWC order to file an appeal, and a hearing will usually be scheduled about 3 weeks later. You can request a postponement until you get your doctor's report. Here are your takeaways. 1, the worker's attorney gets a report from a doctor known to be generous in finding impairment. 2, the BWC exams are paid for by your premiums. 3, an independent medical exam, IME, is scheduled and paid for by you. 4, a good independent TPA like ActuComp can advise you whether it's worth paying for an IME. And 5, for an easy to understand chart about which player does what, BWC versus MCO versus TPA, go to actucomp-ohio.com and request the chart. So call 440-933-6601 to start a conversation about how to get the workers' comp monkey off your back.
Thanks for watching Increased Profitability Through Strategic Workers' Comp Management with Bonnie Frazier. For more information, visit actucomp-ohio.com.